Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back here on the bridge, and today, yes, we got something to go over from the Star Trek Online X feed, so on screen. Yes, captains, before we get into this video, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. But also, if you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing here to the YouTube bridge, where we're always on the lookout for like-minded captains to share our love, passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. Now that said, here we go. Yes, captains, the ECs definitely will be dropped, and then we'll give our conclusions at the end. So first up, only 1 day left until our next update on PC. So there we go. The next update definitely is tomorrow as a drop of this video, which is going to be June 3rd. So I think in our previous video here, we were speculating what date it was going to be, as we thought we'd probably get more gifts, but who knows? We might still get one more free gift tomorrow, who knows? But we'll have to wait and see. But nonetheless, just like in this video, we got 3 Infinity promotion. It says 1 here, but we got 3. Today, to help us pass the time, the gift that they prepared for us today, which is available now until June 4th, is, it says 1 Ultimate Tech upgrade. So check back tomorrow for news on our update. Now, quickly, I have already claimed this, but we'll go ahead over the storage quickly here. And how to claim it, of course, you go to your promotions tab. Here. Now, I've already claimed it, so it's going to be at the bottom here somewhere. So 2 Ultimate, not 1, but you get 2 Ultimate Tech upgrades. Now, you will see here. Oh, wait, no, where did that go? Right here. So the offer ends in 1 day, and let's say about 15 or 14 hours as a drop of this video. So don't forget to claim that. That's great. Can't ask for more. I think it's kind of the first time they've done this for like a non-anniversary event. So that's pretty cool in my opinion. So there is that. So quickly go back here to the X feed. Now we're going to concentrate on this, on the rest part of this video. So here we go. You already saw the thumbnail. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but it's going to be something. Maybe just even this. Anyways, as part of tomorrow's release on PC, we're happy to announce that the Endeavor system will be receiving some updates. Find out what exactly is changing in our newest blog. Now, having said that, it is kind of crazy that they're doing this, because this is going to be the second update. Now, for captains who don't quite know what the Endeavor system is, I will try to go as quickly over as I can here right now. So we'll head back to the Stowbridge, and right here in this pop-up window here is our Endeavor tracker. So what is it? Well, it is universal endeavors, personal endeavors, and these are little tasks they give you in-game to earn boxes. We love boxes here. Captain, you already know I love my boxes. But these boxes, they contain like dilithium, a random, either dilithium, energy credits, mark choice box, R&D, or specialization points. Now, the universal endeavors is one you do every 2 days, and it's worth 400, because there's a cost, there's Endeavor XP associated with this. The personal endeavors change every 24 hours. For me, the restart time is 3 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. As you can see here, they give you various activities. For today, I got destroy Zenkethi ships, deal Polaron damage in space, and shield healing in space. I will say that it has given me a chance to use different tunes when it comes to, or different characters on actually completing these. Now, the Uni-Devers is what I call them, and the Pandevers, respectively. I don't always do the Uni-Devers. So when it comes to my progression, I always do the personal endeavors. And as you can see here, you have endeavor points of 650 for the common, or uncommon I should say, 3200 XP for the rare, and 8,000 for the very rare. Now, why am I pointing that out? Well, when you fill 20,000 XP here, progress, that's when you get a perk point. And you can see, captains, I'm already at 600, or I'm at 600, but I could be at the max, but I've chosen not to. And the endeavors do this for your account, is they increase stats for both space and ground. As you can see here, for example, you can increase your critical chance, critical severity, your energy weapon, space, and respectively, it's kind of the same thing, but on ground. But I've always focused on space first, because that's where I spend most of my time. And when you get a point, you click on this, you get a random set of 3 choices that you can update. For this particular 3 random I can either increase my sprint speed on ground, my damage resist alpha on ground, or my drain resistance space. Now, I've always chosen space over ground. And if I've had all ground, then I just pick the best one when it comes, it's either damage or whatever. I just pick a random one. But that's how I do my endeavors. And of course, you get rewards such as, well, boxes. Now, to show you, captains, the rewards that you possibly get. Now, I'm going to clear my inventory here because it's kind of disgusting. I'm not going to lie. We'll just go here to salvage quickly and get rid of those. But, as you can see here, I'm stacking. You can stack these boxes. 99 these Pendever boxes, but only 5 for the Unidevers, and I don't get that. I really don't get that. So, actually, I have a Unidever box in my actual bridge here, so we're going to go there quickly because I want to show you, captains, and this, don't tell anyone I open boxes, because if they do, then I'll expect more, and I don't want to do that. Oh, I don't have it on this tune. Oh, I know where I can do this. It is on another tune. I'll show you this quickly, caps, because this is kind of important. Now, don't mind the boxes. Oh, okay, I'll show you, caps, what I mean by you can stack these boxes. Now, in my such a... Okay, so yeah, you can stack these boxes. You can. Yep. But again, 99 for the Pendevers and only 5 for the Unidevers. I don't understand why. Now, when it comes to these boxes here, I'm just going to nab one here. Put it back here. Now, I'm just doing this because this is the way I do it. Don't get me wrong. You head back to my main here. But he's got some not 100% stacked boxes just yet. And as you can see, you can always transfer these in between tunes. Okay, so the random choices you get here is always going to be around when you open a box. Now, this may hurt me a little bit, but this is what you get when you open a Unidever box. Possibly can get. Okay, I got 150,000 energy credits, 50,000, 50,000, and another 150,000, and a mark box choice. Okay. Now that was for the Unidever. Now for the uncommon, this time I just got 150,000. Not bad. Energy credits you can definitely use, and it's great resource for all of your tuners. Now for the rare, I just got some R&D materials. Whoop-de-frickin' do. And then for the very rare, I think the higher you go, the better it is, but as you can see there, I got more energy credits, mark box, and more R&D material. So it's always going to be random when you open these rewards. So there you go. Now, these endeavors you can actually skip if you want. You can buy the reroll tokens. You see the cost there. is 2,500, but I think I have a discount going on of 21.25, and sometimes I do use it because I just don't want to do the specific one, especially when it says do 3s and Kethy TFOs. I say no thank you, I re-roll that, and I just go that. Now, it's kind of cool with the Pendever system because it allowed me, like I said before, to just go on different tunes to create and do different Pendevers on like space damage. Let's say one of them here says deal Polaron damage in space. I have a Gemhead art tune with Polaron weapons in space, so I'll hop on that quickly, and this is very easy. All of these are very easy. For like all of these, it takes me less than 10 minutes, if that, to do them. Now, going to the rank system, okay? Right now, the cap is 750, okay? On a daily basis, okay, and I'm just going to base it on how I do it, and that's just the Pendevers because I don't sometimes never do the Unidever. So every single day, I earn 11,850. In 1 year, I earn 4,325, 250,000 Endeavor XP. Now that breaks down to about me gaining to about 216-ish Endeavor points a year. Okay, if you're a newer captain, to get to 750, it would have taken you about 3 to 4 years. There is a way to get it faster, but we'll go over that a little later. So, now they've increased it. So, what is that increase? Okay, so this is where now we go to the blog. So that was just kind of a quick overview of the Pendever system. But we'll head over here to the blog. Because what are they going to do? Well, as mentioned, they're updating it. So, greetings, captains. As part of our upcoming June release, we're happy to announce the Endeavor system will be receiving some updates. High-level captains, level 60 or higher, should be familiar with universal endeavors and personal endeavors. But those of you who have been living under a Horda, the Endeavor system grants daily tasks of varying difficulties. They're not that hard. More time-consuming than anything, especially if you do the 3 TFOs they ask you. If you're running on Endeavors already, you can feel free to skip. But of course, this blog will be in the description below, captains. You can go over it at your own time. But we're going to go over here, right here. So, universal endeavors are server-wide tasks, while personal endeavor tasks are shared account-wide and unique to every account. Completing Endeavor missions and grant you Endeavor XP, which grants perk points that you can spend to increase your stats, which apply to all characters on your account. Once you spend a perk point, you can pick from one of 3 randomly selected perks, which raise your stats such as critical hit or increased damage resistance rating. Because these perks are earned account-wide, even your newly created captains will be able to benefit from these perks. But you already know that, so what is it? Truly is the blog about. So in Star Trek Online, the maximum amount of Endeavor ranks a captain can achieve is currently 750. Many of the most dedicated captains are already at or nearing this vaunted threshold. We see you, Endeavor Warriors. Now, with the release of Heart of the Matter, which is tomorrow's drop of this video, we've increased the maximum Endeavor rank amount to 1250. 1,250. Stop, pause, holy aft monkey. Now, going back to that calculation that rough calculation I did. Okay, for a newer captain to get to that cap, we're looking at almost 6 years. 5 and some change. Less, of course, if you keep adding the Unidevers every 2 days of that 400 Endeavor XP. Now, this can be decreased if you do and have a Klingon recruit. I'm going to show this, but I'm a little embarrassed. Not going to lie. But we're going to head back again to the Stowbridge here. Because, like as I said, this is kind of embarrassing. But the KDF recruitment event had a perk here that you can actually use when it comes to your Endeavor system. What is that? Well, once you receive this, the encrypted Klingon receiver, and you reach 50 Endeavor points on this specific KDF character. It says here, personal endeavors earn Endeavor XP by completing Endeavor missions. Now, Once you get to the very end of this, at 50, earn 50 perk points worth of Endeavor XP by completing personal endeavors with your Klingon recruit. The reward is this. This reward was given to those achieving 1 million perk experience as a Klingon recruit. It improves the bonus perk experience on all other characters on your account to the same of plus 10% perk experience that your Klingon recruit enjoys. So, that can help if you have finished that. That in itself will take a while, but once you do, then that will then help you, or help anyone who has a KDF recruit and have finished that, help that. But still, we're talking about 5 years-ish for me. Let's say just for me, because I don't have that perk and that to just finish that. That's a lot of time. And I'll speak to that a little later, but keep that in mind. About 5 to 6 years for newer captains starting Star Trek Online. Now, go back to this by adding entire, so rank amount to 1250 by adding entirely new perks. The current maximum number of points that can be spent on a perk remains the same, about 25. But the following new advancement options can now appear as a random perk choice each time you spend a perk point, regardless of how far along you currently are in the Endeavor system. So what is the new stuff? So armor penetration, both for space and ground. Your captain ability recharge reduces your captain ability recharge times on ground and in space. Command bridge officer recharge times, space, engineering, intelligence, miracle worker, pilot, science, tactical, temporal operative, now all have a choice of being reduced by the Endeavor system. Interesting. So shield regeneration, both ground and space. Weapon damage alpha, ground and space. Of course, there's the weapon types for the alpha group, plasma, phaser, proton, psionic, cold. Beta, disruptor, polaron, physical, radiation, and damage. Fire damage, I should say. And gamma, tetrion, antiproton, kinetic, electrical, and toxic. So those are the new perks right there, which is pretty cool. You get more armor pen, get some recharge, not gonna lie. But there's more. With a new inclusion of the stats, your captain will be able to reach new heights. With new ranks also come new rewards for tremendous efforts in keeping the galaxy safe. We've added a new store to the Endeavor's interface, where these items may be claimed once, earned at no cost to you. These rewards can be earned when you've reached a certain Endeavor rank, and will unlock automatically for those who have already reached those ranks. So, here we go. What are the rewards? So this is pretty cool. So those are at 450, you get a title. Whoop-de freaking do. Endeavor Enthusiast. 600, which is the first cap. Was the first cap. 300 low-buy. That's pretty good. I'd say that's pretty good. And, of course, low-buy is always useful because you can get a lot of things for your tune. 750, another title. To be honest with you, I would rather them come up with something other than titles, but that's what we're getting. But the big reward to getting the big old 1,250 Endeavor points is what? An Endeavor Vanity Shield. So you can see that that's the store right there. And lo and behold, there's the image of the Vanity Shield. Now, for me personally, I'm not a big Vanity Shield captain. I like to keep my ships looking accurate to on screen as much as possible, or the original skin. Is it worth 1,250? I guess is the question. That'll be subjective. If you think it is, then there you go. You have something. You definitely have this to work towards. The Endeavor Vanity Shield. It doesn't look any different to me, to be honest. For this specific ship, the Stargazer, you still have your gray hull, your blue nacelles. There's maybe some sort of grid pattern on the Bussard collectors, but that's all I'm seeing, to be honest. So there's that. So everything else with the Endeavor's system was left as is for now. But this doesn't mean that we won't be making further adjustments in the future. As always, we'll be monitoring your feedback on our channels, so please always feel free to let us know your thoughts. We're excited for you to get your hands on these new perks, increases, and invite you to explore more of the galaxy with even more confidence. To boldly go where no one has gone before. This is by Miku Vo, the Senior Systems Designer. So, that is the new reward system for, or the new perk rewards for the Endeavor system. Now, at this point in this video, I'm gonna go here to Stowe Reddit. Why? Well, I did see this post here by Star Citizen when I was at work, and going through the actual comments, we have Bordicus chiming in. So we're gonna go over that quickly here. So this comment he's replying to, so that's exciting, and this is by Pavron. But we really need to catch up system for people who are behind. It already takes 2+ years to get to 750. Now, that 2+ years could be definitely if you're doing the Unidevers and you have that KDF perk going on for you. And he thinks it's going to make it way worse. Now, what is Bordicus's response? We have more than 1 year, so it's kind of interesting and gives us a little insight on what their thoughts are. So there's a lot of angles to have this conversation, aren't there? I could see equal justification for veteran players that have been around long enough to have capped the system, arguing that giving new players a catch-up could feel unfair and undermine their efforts. I personally don't really care. I'm not gonna lie. If someone catches up, that's their choice to do. And I think it has been suggested before to have a perk point cost also to lithium, so that people can catch up and use that how they really want to. Use the lithium how they want to. One of the ways is, yeah, increase your Endeavor system points. I have no problem with it. Just saying. I'll go on here. The Endeavor system was always intended to feel infinite. That's interesting. Like a system that a player could never really complete or cap out. But unfortunately, you have made us cap it out twice. But instead offered a constant drip feed of incremental power increases for as long as they kept playing. Its original internal name was Forever Endeavor. Captains, I never knew that. Did you? If you did, comment below. Let me know. I'd like to know if you did. This is the first time I've ever heard of it. So that was supposed to be the name. Forever Endeavor. That's interesting. Obviously, we understand the gamer tendency to want to complete any progression system that is put in front of them. And that continually moving the goalpost in that regard could be seen as frustrating. I'm not, I'll be honest, but I'd like to know if you are, or demoralizing. This is a constant balancing act that we have tried to work with as pertains to the system. We love to be able to change the player's thought patterns here, so they don't want to finish the system. So they don't feel behind in the progression, but it's not that simple. So that's interesting. 2 little tidbits there. It is supposed to feel like you have just always have to keep doing endeavors if you want to progress or can progress. And let's be honest, the progressing it to the max is really part of a min-maxing DPS performing captain. I don't really care nonetheless, hence that's why I'm at 600. I like to see how I do with less. Is it good to have that performance boost? Sure. And it does help, but we're talking about killing a target that would normally maybe take 10 seconds, maybe down to 8 seconds. Whoop-de-freaking do. We're talking about 2 whole seconds. But if you're chasing every ounce of performance, well then yeah, this definitely does appeal to you. Now he also goes on to replaying other things here. New Endeavor activities were originally hoped to be part of this update, but we ended up unable to provide the time needed to include them. So that's interesting to know that they were supposed to, but they just never got around to it. We're hoping we can do something like this in the future update, but it's not currently scheduled to take place. They're not that hard. Like I said, it only takes about 10 minutes, if that. I skip. You can buy like reroll tokens. I skip the ones that make you lose like 3 Zenkethi or Ico TFOs. No, thank you. I just skip those for easier ones or less time-consuming ones. Now, there's another comment here by Bordicus, and it talks about, well, here, I'll read it. Additionally, the system has been designed for the exclusive purpose of increasing player retention, so daily login, session lengths, and similar metrics. It was always for the metrics, captains. If we were ever to offer some sort of buyout, then the system would lose its purpose or loses its purpose. So that's interesting. They definitely have in mind that this system, the forever system, is literally to keep us going. I never really, I mean, I did it, yes, and I keep doing it. I will keep doing it. It's part of my daily logins, to be honest with you, captains. As a wind out to a long day, this is what I do to wind down, is to go on the bridge, do my paperwork, and that's part of my paperwork, the Endeavor system, because it does give you good resources, as I showed you there. It can give you dilithium, it can give you EC, or for, in my case, a lot of boxes to collect, but that's not the point of this video. So that's great. Now, I saw this comment here, and I thought it was quite interesting, which talks about that kind of people catching up for the newer captains. So I'm just going to read it. This is by Toby with Zach. Power creep isn't necessarily a bad thing. However, to real concern power gap between players who complete their dailies and those who don't, I've suggested before players should be able to award points early on, similar to how XP works when leveling up. So this is kind of a really interesting suggestion here. So, and the example given is award 4 points, while as player's score is under 450 endeavors. Yeah, sure, I wouldn't mind that. 3 points if you are 451 to 600, 2 points if you're 601 to 750, and anything after the 750, yeah, 1 point beyond that. I think that'd be interesting. I think that would help in terms of not making such a daunting task, even though it is already a daunting task, because it's still a lot of, let's be honest, it's just a lot of time investment and logging in every day. If you log in every day, then you'll be able to get those points to the cap a lot sooner. For me, it's not gonna be the goal, it's just gonna be something to do, if that makes sense. So another thing here that was quite interesting, and I kind of mentioned already when it comes to the sort of mathing, yeah, people kind of worked out it's gonna be like a 5+ year to get to that max. So it's kind of a lot, if I'm being honest. And for me, the Pendever system has kept me busy. I liked it, how it just made me do certain things in game, but after doing it for so long, I've just always just tried to do it in a way that I go to the ones that make me do it quicker. Has it defeated the purpose somewhat of going to the games? Maybe, but it also has given me a chance to go on certain tunes just to do a quick endeavor, because why not, right? So I think it's a great system. For me personally, the other and last point that I'm going to want to bring out here is, if it's going to take a new player, okay, a new player, 5+ years to finish this, to me, what that could also mean is DECA's commitment to continuously update Star Trek Online, because that's 5 years we're talking about here. And I've always said where I think Stowe is and how much time I think Stowe has left. I say minimum 5 years. Well, I think this is going to help with that argument that there's at least 5 years, because they're at least going to give us a chance, or give a new captain a chance to finish the Endeavor system. Having said that, I said 5 years if and when all the Star Trek shows are done on TV or in the movies. Currently, as the drop of this video, there's Star Trek still going on. We still have Strange New Worlds. We have a Starfleet Academy going up, so on and so forth. When those end, I still think there's more Star Trek Online can pull from those. And they still haven't pulled everything from the recent Star Trek. So I think this is a positive sign that indeed newer players have that question, well, is it worth for me to try this game, start this game? I think so. I think so. A lot of fun can still be had here, especially if you're just looking to get your Star Trek on. Don't worry about the DPS, but if you just want to get that Star Trek feeling on, this definitely is a game that is very unique still out here in the market when it comes to Star Trek games. So I think it's a positive. with it having added literally years of activities still to the game, now with this increase of Pandevers, that's a good positive sign in my opinion. But that's what I wanted to make this video about. There's still another update to go through, but I'll make that a different video because I want to kind of really focus on this Endeavor system and kind of just drop the 2 ECs, and I think I dropped them, but I'd like to know your 2 ECs, Cap. So in the comment below, let us know your thoughts on this increasing Pendever system. And of course, like the video, it's going to really help this video, but also the channel. And if you're new here, well, consider subscribing to the YouTube Bridge. And with that, we're going to leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.